Well,
Thanks.
there's other things I wanted to ask you about. You wrote this article that you shared some time ago that I loved so much, and you were actually talking about like body image and eating disorders, but you had some lines in there that I highlighted that I loved. One was that your mind is so powerful that it can manufacture flaws in itself just to justify its sense of low self-esteem. Why
Yeah.
the hell would we justify a sense of low self-esteem? Like what's
I
in it
know.
for us?
I know. It seems crazy, but we've all kind of had this experience, right? Where we're not feeling good about ourselves, and so we start ruminating, we start finding flaws, and we kind of get into this spiral where the mind is kind of looking for what is the problem, and again, it's well intentioned. It's trying to figure out how do we fix or how do we provide ourselves with what it is we need. But when it can't, then it starts looking for flaws and it starts manufacturing them because our ability to problem solve along with our imagination means we are really good at putting ourselves down and finding flaws that don't necessarily exist, especially because we get that from the media so much all day long, right? I mean, just think about what the term makeup is. Makeup is making up for your flaws, you
Right?
know? So when you're looking in the mirror and you're going, oh my God, you're looking for flaws. You're literally trying with makeup to figure out where are my flaws here, and your mind is reading that and giving you answers, and will keep justifying that you need that makeup, right? Because clearly you must have flaws.
Yeah, that's that's so true. But why would we like what's behind the need to like justify like why would we want to make sense of that? And why is
Yeah.
that the story we're trying to prove too? Like what is in that for us?
Well, we don't like being wrong. I mean, ultimately,
Oh,
we do not like to be wrong. So we will justify something even when it doesn't work for us. That's what cognitive dissonance is. When something doesn't make sense, it doesn't work, it's not serving us, we will still find a way to justify it because it's the thing that's familiar, it's the thing that we know. And to do otherwise would upset our world, right?
God.
So we will justify those flaws because it means we get to continue doing the patterns that we've been doing for so long.
Because that's our comfort zone of sorts.
Exactly. Exactly.
Comfort.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
so there's something comfortable in the familiar. What's threatening about like believing a different story and not having low self-esteem?
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is that you were looking at this from the perspective of you and I speaking right now. So consciously, we love change. I mean, that's why Oprah is a billionaire, right? Because she based everything on you can change yourself. And we love the idea of we're gonna it's someday find the perfect house and the perfect relationship and millions of dollars. I mean, if you look around Instagram, it's nothing but inspirational quotes
Right.
that are supporting this idea that we can change. And all you need to do is just think differently, and that will happen. Clearly, it's not the truth because we are not all billionaires. But the part of the problem is that unconsciously we don't like change. So our mind, you have to remember, our unconscious mind is operating from the perspective of a caveman. It's not aware of what Zoom is or wheelhouse or even what certain relationship terms that we might use are blind spots. So it's just operating off of impulse. The impulses that it's looking for are comfort, love, safety, security, food. Anything that threatens those is immediately X'd out. So if you're talking about change and you're like, I'm gonna go for that, six-figure job, or I'm gonna like end this relationship, I'm gonna go find my soulmate, that might sound like a wonderful, inspirational lifetime story, but from your unconscious mind's perspective, no, 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 we are not leaving this cave. We are not leaving this tribe. We are not going to like mess with our food supply. So we get in our own way, right? And we have this constant cycle where our unconscious mind is giving us like this belief that, yeah, you can do it. But then once we try to do it, it kind of steps in the way and says, yeah, no, okay, well, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Let's not rock the boat today. Let's ease back. And so it's constantly pushing us back into our comfort zones because it can't see the context of the larger consequences. It just knows what's familiar.
Mhm.
What have we been working with? Even as I said, if that working with was not something that was working for us. But as I was saying before, that's why working in a non-adversarial relationship with ourselves and working in a with ourselves in a congruous manner, then we can really start to make change because we show our unconscious mind this is not a threat. This is something that's intriguing. And that's really where the hook is. When you can make a change in a way that is intriguing to your unconscious mind, if it's a good story or a good picture or something that like your unconscious mind wants to know more about, then it starts to lower some of its defenses and starts to allow for change. But up until then, it ain't happening.